Hi Sugar Cookies, welcome to my channel. For those of you who are new around here, I'm Cookie, your lifestyle. Welcome to my food, fashion, and lifestyle channel. This video in particular is going to be my third food preservation video, and the foods that you see before you are foods that I want to preserve. Some of them are getting ready to expire. The onions I need to preserve, the sweet potatoes, they've seen better days. Those noodles or fideos back there, they need to get used. Anyway, you're gonna see what I'm gonna do. I'm not on camera right now because I hardly got any sleep and I'm very tired. My body feels it and my face certainly looks it. Don't worry, you'll get glimpses of me here and there, like right there. You saw me, you saw it.
Don't judge me.
This sofrito, I make it in batches. I put it in the freezer. I lay some of it flat and to preserve space, and then I put some in cubes. Isn't that beautiful? The residual that's left over in the bag, I add filtered water to it, and then I add it to soups and things like that. The beans, you need to pick your beans very well and rinse them several times. This is the third soak of these potatoes, and I'm almost done scrubbing them, but I just wanted to let you know that these are local and they had a lot of dirt on them, and I want to take advantage of the oven being on and be able to cook several things. I find that to be efficient. So the pork chops are already thawed and my bone broth is already thawed as well. And I'm going to use the bone broth to add it to the 15 bean soup that I'm getting ready to make in my Instant Pot. So while my oven is preheating at 350 for the potatoes and the pork chops, which are already thawed beautifully, I'm going to toast my quinoa here and get that going and infuse it later on. I find that toasting quinoa or toasting even pasta like orzo, it just really brings out the nuttiness and the flavor of the grain or the wheat, the berry, whatever it is. I love doing that. So I'm gonna let this toast for a little bit. And the way that you know that it's nicely toasted is when it changes into kind of like a light brown color. My friend Jason says that this is nothing but a glorified rice maker. And although I do make a lot of rice, go to my TikTok account, CookieMix76, and you're gonna see that I have pinned a quick recipe of how I make my white rice, which is delicious. Today I am going to make some 15 bean soup
In my Instant Pot, oh my goodness.
Use what you have. I'm using food from my freezer, my pantry. I'm using the kitchen toys that I have been blessed with. I also have this German friend right here to dice all of these onions. I might keep one to slice, rough chop or something like that, but who knows? Let's see. This one right here is a little suspicious, but let's see if I could cut that out. Let's see the condition of these huge hunker purple onions. That's the only thing that kind of scares me a little bit about these big onions right here, even though they're non-GMO. Still, sometimes they look, you know, nice and big on the outside, and then when you slice into them, they're no good. Oh, I'm happy. These are nice and beautiful. Well, this one is so far. You may be asking,
But Cookie,
why are there onion skins in a bag? What are you doing with those? No, I'm not gonna compost those, even though that is a great idea. You can also make pest spray with this. You can make a solution and put it in a spray to repel lizards and things, but no, that's not what I'm making. I'm saving these to make onion powder. You get a bunch of them together, put them in your dehydrator, and you can granulate them afterwards and make onion powder. Isn't that fabulous? The things you learn while you're trying to homestead. I've had this for years and it is fabulous, but I can tell that the blades are starting to get just a little bit dull because I've had it for so long. And then sometimes you need this makes project number 3. The first one was transferring and defrosting my sofrito from the freezer to my fridge, washing and prepping the sweet potatoes, and toasting the quinoa. So yeah, that makes 3 projects. This makes 4. I'm done processing the onion. It's all diced, just like that. I'm gonna dump it all in here, put it in my freezer. I'm gonna flatten this out so that it can freeze nicely. Kind of like, you know, book file form. I also have some that I rough chop so that I can use in the oven mix of the potatoes with the onions that I'm making with the pork chop. I'm also gonna be cutting some of these mixed bell peppers so that I could use it in the soup, saute that in the Instant Pot, and I'm also gonna keep some just like this, nice and sliced. Isn't that beautiful? This is why it's worth putting in the time to process things, whether you ferment them, whether you can them, whether you freeze them, whether you dehydrate them, freeze dry them, whichever way to preserve your food. And have it on hand so like that you can be efficient in and out your kitchen. It's a little bit of time investment, but it's so worth it in the end. Do you see how I'm flattening these? This way they take minimal amount of space in your fridge, push out all the air from them, and then you can even break some of these off as you need them. Love that sound. That's why I like preheating this tray first, because it sears it beautifully. Everything has, ooh, this smells delicious. I wish you could smell it here. Don't worry, I'm not gonna let this marinade go to waste. Pour that on top, just like that. Oh, I spilled something right there. Let me get that while I can because I don't want anything to smoke. Clean as you go along. Okay, I've got 2 things in the oven. Great. At 350, let me work on the vegetables and the potatoes, and I'll get those in there as well. Okay, so I pulled out of the freezer some cooked baby potato wedges, and I'm gonna season them in this bowl first and then transfer them over to the tray. I'm gonna add some of my frozen potatoes. See how beautifully that little German dicing machine worked? Love that, not just for onions, who knew? Anywho, that's for the soup that I'm making. Look at how beautiful my homemade bone broth is. This is chicken homemade bone broth. That's going into the soup as well, but let's get back to the potatoes. I'm gonna pour in this bowl a little bit of fresh garlic. My fingers are clean, or I should say my hands are clean. I'm going to pour in here some of the, actually I'm gonna do all of them, why not? Not extra virgin, because at high smoke points, it tends to go a little toxic, so this is better for baking and frying and things. And I'm gonna give it a good glug because it's a lot of potatoes and veggies. I sliced onions. I'm gonna take some of this bouillon seasoning. This has no salt in it. This has parsley, cilantro, basil, dried leek. I'm gonna go in with some of my home blend Sazon seasoning for color and depth of flavor, just like that. And I'm going in with the potatoes. I give it a good mix with my hands, like I said, because they're clean. I'm going in. Isn't that pretty? Get in there, have fun with your food, touch your food. Oh, this smells so good and it's so pretty. I wish that it stayed this color while it cooked. Well, with a little, you know, browning and char on it. But this is so lively. This is so lively and so parties.
It's parties.
I've put a little bit of olive oil in the pan here. space those out. Again, get my hands dirty, but that's okay. Isn't this beautiful? Look at that. 30 minutes into the remainder of baking the sweet potatoes and the pork chops, I'm gonna place these in the oven. The potatoes are already cooked. So basically what I want is for the flavors to infuse in the potatoes and for the rest of these vegetables, the peppers and the onions, to roast. Woo, that smells so good. In it goes. I've got 3 things going in the oven right now. Wonderful.
Y'all play nice and bake nice together now.
Alright, so back to the quinoa. It's at a point where I like how nice and brown and toasty it looks. I've done this while I'm in the kitchen doing all my other food preservation projects, and I kept my eye on it. The Better Than Bouillon, this is the vegetable base. I put some water in there, I use that. I also use some of this one right here that I'm trying to use up. I use a tablespoon of that. And I also have some beef bone broth that I need to use up. But here, ooh,
This is hot.
this is the hot liquid that I diluted. I want this nice and herby, but it's also going to be kind of a neutralish kind of base that I can build bowls. I definitely want this to be savory. Let me incorporate that in there just like that. Oh, this smells so nice. I'm going to pour this hot liquid in there. This is, I believe, 4 cups of quinoa that I'm toasting, so you can see it's already soaking up that liquid. So I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of this bone broth and let that soak in as well. After this is cooked and absorbed, I'm gonna fluff it up, and then I'm gonna add just a little bit of olive oil to this. And that's that. Let it cool and put it in the fridge. I love to use my kitchen shears for so many different applications in my kitchen, to include slicing, chopping. Do you use your kitchen shears? These are absolutely amazing. Definitely get some of these for your kitchen, 1 or 2 of them. Look at that. Even cuts, efficient.
One down, man down.
I better get that before my dog gets over here. Look at that. Ah, love that. If you're wondering what type of sausage I use, this is not sponsored. This is just the one that I had, or the one that the missus surprised me with. And it is absolutely smoky and delicious. It is a pork sausage. I don't eat pork very much, however. I don't mind this one because it is not too greasy. Here I go venturing into making some soup in my Instant Pot. I'm gonna set the function to saute, which is the beep you're gonna hear just right now. I think this Instant Pot has a maximum capacity, I think, of 10 cups. There we go, there's the beep. Oh, it gets warm really quick.
Ooh, let me check on my sweet baked potatoes.
Hot pan. This is the oil that I'm using. It's olive oil, but it is a non-GMO olive oil, and it has a higher smoke point than extra virgin olive oil, which can turn toxic, so be mindful of that. If I have to measure it and give you a precise amount, I would say that that's probably about maybe 2 tablespoons of the olive oil. I'm gonna add my purple onion and my mixed bell peppers. Let me see, is it good? Oh yes. I love the sound of a sizzle. What about you? Love that. Look at this nifty little gadget that I saw Mandy in the Making had one of these, and I said, you know what, this is absolutely fabulous. I love watching Mandy in the Making. I love seeing the dynamic between her and her husband and her son. And if you go over there, tell her that Cookie from I Can Do That With Cookie says hello. What it is this right here. It keeps the ring from going around and you don't have to burn yourself. Love that. Because this does get hot. Nifty little gadgets, love that. Okay, so I'm gonna let this saute for just a few, maybe like 2 minutes or so. I'm not going far because this gets hot very quick. I'm not gonna salt and pepper this because some of the items that I have, like the broth and things like that, has salt. So I'm just going to watch it and I'm gonna taste my food anyway. Always taste your layers of food. Always.
You better taste your food.
The liquid from these veggies, the onions and the peppers being frozen, has been released. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna add some fresh garlic at this point. As soon as the garlic hit the bottom of this pan, oh my gosh, that smells amazing. Some celery seed because I don't have any fresh. Add a few, my bay leaves are so, but anyway, they're not great, but it's what I have on hand. Oh, this smells so good. Sazon seasoning that I make at home. This does have sea salt, so I'm going to take it easy right now. And of course, as I say, taste your layers and taste your food. Bell's Poultry Seasoning, trust me, it adds a wonderful fallish kind of flavor. Not sponsored, it's just what I like and what I have on hand. This doesn't have any salt, so you can be liberal as you like with this. Oh my gosh, oh, it smells like fall in here. Now, I'm not gonna add the stewed tomatoes just yet because something about the acidity interrupts with the beans cooking thoroughly. So I'm gonna wait towards the end when the beans are done. I'm also gonna hit it with some lemon at the end at the same time that I add the tomatoes because it's going to enhance the flavors in here and balance everything out, and it just brightens up the soup. Frozen mixed vegetables to this. Oh my gosh, it smells so amazing. Yum! Oh, don't you worry. That sofrito that I defrosted, put in some filtered water in here, and I'm gonna use this. Not gonna throw anything out, and put it in this mix right here. Now, am I gonna save a sliver of onion? No, of course not. And be like,
Ooh, what can I use a sliver of onion for?
no, but it's about maximizing or using the products that you have on hand to its maximum potential. And to me, this is efficient and using the maximum potential. Now I'm going to add the smoked sausage. This sausage, it says that it's already fully been cooked, but it still needs to be sauteed. Oh my goodness, this mixture right here with just some white rice or some pasta.
Oh my lord!
Now it's deglazing so beautifully. That fond in the bottom is flavor. I'm giving this a good mix from the bottom up, making sure that I scrape up all that delicious fond from the bottom. And make sure that all of these neighbors come to the block party. A little bit of these fideos, just a few. I'm gonna crumble them up just like that. Not too much because I don't want this soup to be too thick. And I'm just going to break these fideos or thin noodles just like that. This is a pantry type soup, but I promise you it's going to be delicious. I think that's enough. When you take the time to saute all your layers, it really does give that taste of being cooked all day when it actually hasn't. Now I'm going to take my washed and rinsed bean mixture. Isn't this beautiful? And it smells so nice and smoky in here. I've already turned off the saute function, and I'm gonna pour in 4 cups of my own homemade chicken bone broth. And if I need more liquid, I do have the rest of this. I think I have maybe a cup left. It's okay to mix up 2 bone broth, which I think I will need to do that because it needs to cover the beans. Oh, the rest of this bone broth, it needs it. Perhaps a little bit more water. Yep. Okay, let me do that. All together in here, I added, including the broth, and now I'm going to add the sofrito water. Let's see how much we get in this cup here. Ooh, just shy 2 cups of water. So I'm gonna say I added all together 6 cups of water. To include water, this broth right here, and my own chicken bone broth, and I think that that is enough. I'm going to taste with my cute spoon for seasoning. Ooh, that's nice. Now, I am going to add a little more of my home sazon seasoning that has natural achiote in it, annatto seeds, which gives it that beautiful color right there. I'm going to put the lid on this. Make sure that it is on sealing, which it is. And then I'm going to put it on manual for 45 minutes. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to select the manual function, 45 minutes, and it's gonna start here really soon. After it starts cooking for once it's done cooking for 45 minutes, there we go. I'm gonna naturally let it release, pressure release for about a good 30 minutes. Here we are with everything that I've done for food preservation. This is the 15 bean soup. Looks nice and thick and delicious. I have the quinoa that I prepared that has a nice mushroomy kind of flavor in the background there. These sweet baked potatoes are done. I chose to put out some pickled purple onions. Say that fast 5 times. These are the jerk pork chops. No, they're not burnt. That's just the way that they turn out with the jerk seasoning. These are delicious and juicy. And those are the potatoes with the peppers and the onions and all those herbs. Isn't that beautiful? I have the onions that I processed that are in the freezer, and the sofrito. So altogether I got about 6 or 7 projects done in regards to food preservation. The longer this sits, the better it tastes in the fridge. You know, like 1 day, 2 days after, oh my gosh, delicious. We're gonna be able to eat from that all week. And I can make some great bowls with my quinoa there. Absolutely delicious. Let me know which one of these items do you think you would prepare or would be a favorite or something that you would like to try, or how would you pair any of these dishes right here? My mouth is salivating. I can't wait to sink my teeth into this pork chop right here. I'm glad that I'm able to do this, that God's given me the strength and the wisdom and the creativity to prepare these dishes with love, and knowing that my family is eating good food and that we are doing everything that we can possible to reduce food waste in our household. If you like this kind of video and you found some value in it, a chuckle or two, smash the subscribe button. I'd love for you to join my lifestyle sauce. Share the video. Why? Because it puts me out there. The algorithm says,
hello, she's there.
And I can bring more content to you.
Psst, post notification bell, you know, the ding 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 dong bell.
And select all so you don't miss any of my videos. And as I say around here, be blessed, not too stressed. And I will see you in the next lifestyle moment.
Oh my goodness, the pork chop lagoon. Bleh.
Not extra virgin, because extra virgin, is this in frame? With some, I don't know what that is, but anywho, smoked sausage, my video, every single time.
Hello?
Agent 777 here, mission accomplished.